Alright guys, here we go. It's the NRW where we always give you the NEW, and I am with the video game squad up in here, Lewis and Dale, and behind the camera, we've got her in front of the camera. I'm so excited about that because she rarely gives us that permission to allow us to have fun. Yeah, thank you guys. Show her that. So I'm a big Marvel head, and when I found out that they dropped a new Avengers game at E3, I was like, Lewis and Dale, I'm going to steal your thunder from this one. I want to talk on this one because I can't wait to see it. If there's one game, because I'm the occasional non-gamer, when I hear a Marvel game, I'm all about it. So this is one game that I really am excited to hear about. And yeah, you guys ready to check this out?
Yes.
And we'll talk all about it as we do. Here we go. Marvel Avengers aday from E3.
2016.
I think it's the one from Square Enix.
This is Square Enix, yes.
Square Enix, yeah.
I thought you said Square Penis.
That's weird.
Yeah,
That's not anatomically correct.
Never meet your heroes.
How would that fit?
Crystal Dynamics.
Dynamics.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's the creator, this Crystal Dynamics.
I know it's Montreal, so together.
And it was awesome. The Avengers were everything I imagined.
Hello, San Francisco!
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker is Bruce Banner.
Thor.
Oh,
Let me check out at once. Check him out. This just got a whole lot more interesting.
Bring it on, big guy.
Let's make this quick. Secure the bridge. Those weapons can't get into the city.
How you set him up? Wow, knock him down.
Thor, what's your status?
There are humans trapped. Lots of small, angry men with guns.
I know who
That
that
joke?
is.
Did Thor make a joke?
Barker, I think, plays Thor. He's from Critical Role.
They got pulsar tanks.
Tony, Thor, the cables! Cap, what's going on over there?
Sergeant Chimera, what's your status? We should head back.
No, stay on task. There are still civilians on this bridge. Damn it, they played us.
Oh, man. Captain.
Some say they were set up. Others call them murderers.
Do the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Well, we all lost something that day.
I wonder if they're playing that angle. Okay.
But that's not how this story ends.
Abomination. Yeah.
Well, what are we waiting for?
What the what?
Oh, okay. Pre-order for Beta X. Nice. Okay.
So what system is this going to be on?
I think it's cross-platform. It's going to be on
PS4.
Xbox, PS4, and PC.
Okay.
And probably eventually to Switch. That kind of seems what it's going for, but I think they just said Xbox and PS4.
The major consoles, major systems.
Yeah. So this is done during Square Enix's conference, which I think they had a pretty decent conference.
They had a lot of content. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff to show. This looks really good. We haven't had a really good Marvel game in a very long time.
Yeah.
Oh, no, scratch that. I apologize because I almost forgot Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man for PS4. That was really good. But it has been quite a while, and it's interesting to see that this is coming from Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal, to see what they're going to do with the action genre in terms of Marvel's Avengers. We know they can make Tomb Raider games, but they've never really done something kind of like a action brawler, which I'm kind of assuming is going to have a control style, kind of like either God of War or like a Batman Arkham Knight from the look of things. And every character is going to be a little bit different. So this is kind of a big opening. We have kind of a feeling of Marvel's Endgame in a way, where we have a sad, somber tone, but we're going to avenge everything and take everything back and fuck everyone up, as Avengers should do. So definitely one of the highlights of E3. I will definitely keep an eye on this.
There's a thing that I noticed though that they mentioned, and kind of not sure how I feel about it. There's an online component to this. So as far as we know, there are 5 players. Well, I don't know about Cap, but actually they did mention another character.
Oh, okay.
Hank Pym was mentioned in there. He wasn't in this trailer. So there is you do see Ant-Man. But the other thing I'm wondering is how they mentioned stuff about the online component and there not being loot boxes or anything like that. So don't remember them going too detailed on it. I got to look it up, but I'm kind of curious as to see how that plays out. But it'd be cool to connect with your friends and go on whatever the adventure is and fight the villains.
As long as it's not done, because we're talking about Mass Effect for right there. As long as it's not done with the mistake that Mass Effect did, which was trying to force people to play online.
That's the thing I'm hoping that's one of the gripes I would have if it's primarily an online game.
I think.
Sorry.
Oh no! My apologies because I'm really interrupting you. I think if they took a page note from Capcom and did like Devil May Cry 5 did, where you had all 3 players kind of in the similar world, you're still playing your single player experience, but everybody else is doing their part as their own character, and you can see other players playing them. I think that would work really well. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. I just frown upon being forced to do something. You know what I mean? It's like some games, some games I just want to play by myself. I don't want to have to deal with other people or anything like that, and I don't want the story to suffer because I'm not playing online.
Yeah,
right.
Fair enough.
So
I agree.
All right, I'm gonna tackle all 3 of your points real quick. As the occasional non-gamer, I really like the idea that if this is going to be a game that I can play with my friends, I love that idea where each of us can be Avengers. So I hope that's there. However, I also love your point. I don't want to be forced to do that. I also want to be able to just enjoy it by myself. So those 2 points, I hope both are there to it. As for the look of this game, as the occasional non-gamer who we only occasionally get different Marvel games, Avengers games, while you loved it, I hated it. I think everything looks ugly. I've seen better looking games and other stuff. The Thor costume was like overdone where it should be more simple that we've seen in the movies and in other realms. There was a lot of detail that they did to the disc on his chest, and then giving Captain America pads. Are you serious right now? That just major no for me. They went over detailed with it when they should have just stuck with simplicity.
I think
and then some of the other visuals, and just actually the overall visuals as well. I've seen better graphics, and the graphics are cool, but we are at a certain point with certain games. We just got done seeing Cyberpunk 2077. The graphics were insane on this. This is nowhere near Cyberpunk 2077. With some of the pixelization when they kind of did a faraway shot in San Francisco, there was like some shots where you could tell that they really worked on. Other shots was some grain and just not as much detail. They try to, I think, overemphasize on the characters' costumes as a detail point, but you also should show love to everything else around it. You want to build the environment that they're going to be doing their things in. So for me, as I only get these games every now and then, this kind of disappointed me because I see other games and I want my Avengers game to be like all the other games, and you're kind of just half giving me the service in a game with this. So that's my opinion, but
I agree.
Yeah.
I think you brought up a really good point there. I think what happens with a lot of the games is they get a little bit lost on who the target audience is, right? So
Yeah.
part of it is they still want to be appealing to the younger
masses,
set,
yeah.
you know, the kids and whatnot, so that they want to play it. But it often, I think, comes at the cost of like really amazing graphics to really take it to the next level. And I agree with what you said, because coming off of, you know, the Avengers movie, you know, this is that moment to really go big and like really bring it home and just kind of be like,
And why not get the likeness a little bit towards some of those actors too? You
Yeah.
can kind of tell some of the, I know it's money and there's there's that involved, but
The likeness is actually more
Yeah.
closer to the voice actors that they chose. Like I said,
Yeah.
Troy Baker. He
Yeah.
was one of. I forgot what the guy's name. I think that's doing Tony.
true.
But Troy Baker's doing Bruce Banner.
And Laura Bailey is doing Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow.
Yeah.
Laura Bailey, who is a very great voice actor. She's phenomenal. But Black Widow does not look anything like her.
No.
I will say that in terms of this trailer that we got, we know that this game is very early in this stage. So this is more like a pre-alpha. And this game is so early, many things can happen. You can have a graphic upgrade. They could even dumb it down. They could.
I hope not.
Yeah. They can add more elements to it. We're still very early. This is just to be like, boom, we're making an Avengers game. Here we go. But we already have another Marvel game coming out on Switch, which was
That looks
Ultimate Alliance,
phenomenal.
which
I'm loving that one.
I'll say this has more of a realistic tone, and
Yeah.
Ultimate Alliance is more the comic book feel.
Yeah.
But it is more to be a fun top-down action brawler. This is more for your hardcore gamer audience of action, over the third-person action Platinum Games fighting style game. That's what I'm assuming, given from the trailer that we got. But it's still very early to see what's going to happen with this Avengers. But I think it's to show, you know, we're getting something good right now. Let's hope that Eidos and Crystal Dynamics can pull it off and keep it good.
Because a lot of the stuff in there, if you notice that the transition between the cutscenes and the bridge, those were like transitions into the gameplay.
Yeah, I can see that.
So yeah, that was so
And
like
those-
you said, it's
yeah.
still alpha at this point
Yeah.
from what we can tell. So
But you give a really good point, because that is something Crystal Dynamics does with the Tomb Raider series, where there is a clear distinction between I'm watching this a cutscene right now, and then when it goes into gameplay, there is a slight distinguishing on level of
transitions,
detail for that. So that is a very good observation on that.
But it's a good. But the thing is like that was actually the beauty of Tomb Raider. Is it still felt cinematic when it was making that transition into playing the game, and I just didn't get that feeling off of this trailer.
Yeah,
it just wasn't. It wasn't smooth and it wasn't clean. So you know. So for me personally, it just looks like they need to figure out, like, you need to pick a side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, either you're going to put it on the more serious, dare I say, like, adult side, in which case I'm going to need you to amp those graphics up. You know? Because, I mean, again, going back to what he said, we just watched the trailer for Cyberpunk. You know, we're playing Division 2. That's the level I need those kinds of things to be at for me to really like enjoy myself. If that's where they're going to go. If they're going for more fun or whatever route, okay then.
More kid friendly.
But that's the thing too. Before, when I initially saw the presentation in E3, I thought that this was for Ultimate Alliance.
That's
first thought it was for
yeah.
Ultimate Alliance, and then it started getting into the more. I was like, oh, it's by Eidos and Crystal Dynamics. I was like, okay, this is a standalone game. So it threw me off for a bit, but I do agree with the level of quality. You know, if they do pick that up, that'd be great.
Well, I think if they were smart, they would hire maybe like a contractor or somebody that could give them guidance from Naughty Dog, who brought us Uncharted and Last of Us, who knows how to make adventure and action games, but keep everything in engine where everything looks so beautiful. I think, you know, they can definitely spend the money on that and, you know, be able to pop something out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think we should reel it in at this point. We're going to give our little thumbs up reviews. If you're new to the channel, this is how we do things. We're going to stick our fists out like we're going to punch the air. We're going to give a thumbs up if we like it, thumbs to the side if we're kind of iffy on it, if we like the trailer, not, or the game, or thumbs down if we're like, poop, don't want it, don't care, we're not interested. So I think on the count of 3, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I am the odd man out. So I will give you this on a trailer standpoint. I think this is a very exciting trailer to get people interested and to let people know an Avengers game is coming. And we are kind of past the age of terrible, shitty, movie-derived video games. We're starting to get better things. I think the last one we got was Friday the 13th, which paid amazing homage to that series and kind of broke the casket on that.
Thank God they stopped making those companion video games that every movie used to get a video game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're out of that age. We had
God.
Spider-Man come out, which was phenomenal. It was amazing. So we're in a very different age. I'm giving this a thumbs up for the trailer because it is a trailer. It's an early conception trailer for what this game's going to be. They're still developing it. We're not going to see this till 2020. There's still a lot of time left. We saw a little bit of gameplay, but it is not final. But I like what I see.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to give it more time. I want to see exactly where it goes within the next few months. So I'm just going to keep my eye on it.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of the same thing. You know, the one thing I did like about it looks like it's going to have a really good storyline. You know, so I think that might be like, okay, that's cool, saving grace. But I like what I like, and I'm going to need more out of it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Still not sold yet.
Not sold.
He needs
That's
more.
fine.
He needs more time.
Yeah.
Super early in the game.
I'm picking up the Switch Ultimate Alliance game first.
Yeah, we're gonna have a party for
this
that.
This just needs a lot more work.
I think that comes out in a couple weeks.
All right, but they're watching this for this right now, so
Yeah.
We'll play that later, Lewis.
We'll play it.
All right.
So you saw what we think. You know, let us know what you like. Do you think everybody's costume sucks and they should all wear black, or should they go more for the Marvel Avengers look from Endgame,
Or should they dress like Teletubbies?
or maybe, or Barney Bubbies, whichever. Let us know down in the comments below. What do you think? What are you expecting out of them? If you like what you saw, subscribe to our channel right below. Hit that notification button so when we make a new video, it comes right to you. You're watching immediately during work, so you don't have to work or anything like that. So
Or it's not getting done.
Exactly, F word. So thank you all very much for joining. Once again, I'm Lewis Bailey. We got Dale here, Marianne, and Patrick Michael Strange. Thank you all very much for joining. We'll see you next time. Keep on gaming.
Later, guys.
Bye.